Podcast City Network.
Interviewing all your favorite deathmatch superstars. 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 Deathmatch rock songs. Deathmatch rock songs. Deathmatch rock songs. Deathmatch rock songs.
And good evening, everyone. You're listening to another episode of the Deathmatch Russell podcast. My guest tonight is Dustin Thomas, Indy pro wrestler, and we're going to be talking to him and see what he's been up to and much, much more, fans. Let's talk wrestling. Tune in right now. Dustin, you're on. How you doing?
Hey, not too bad. How yourself?
Yeah, pretty good. Pretty good. So what's going on with you? How you doing? Pretty good?
Yeah. Living life, yeah.
You know, busy week. You had any shows this past week?
No, not this past week. It was pretty open for me this past weekend. I've been working on some other stuff, though.
Oh, yeah?
I'm sorry?
Oh, can you hear me? Hello? I think I heard.
Yeah, you kind of cut me out a little bit.
This fucking thing. Can you hear me now? There we go. How's that?
Yeah, much better.
All right, cool. My feedback on my microphone sometimes picks up on my speakers. But anyway, yeah, like I said, so nothing booked this past week or any shows previous week that you had?
Not this past week. I was at a show in Indiana a couple weeks ago, though. And then before that was Staten Island. And then I got one in Tennessee coming up on the 23rd.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's awesome. You, you stay busy. It's, you know, when you have a schedule, just keep, you know, you don't know where you're going to be next day or next day or next day, you know?
Yeah, exactly. It always fluctuates.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And, you know, from looking at you, you know, I've seen where you launched yourself. You came off with Game Changer Wrestling with a big crowd loved you to death, you know, which was awesome.
Yeah, that's great.
You know, Game Changer always, you know, changes the game every time and brings in talent, and they're blown up, you know, they were blown away by you, and I wish I was there to see it, but I was watching Fight TV, so, you know, I had to support it live, but next time I'll see you live again, you know.
Yeah, they're making stars over there.
Mm-hmm. They are. What is this? And, as you were saying, Staten Island, huh? You got a show coming up there, you were saying before.
No, I just did a show there. It's like the King of the New York tournament.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah, I did that in September.
Sorry about that. I'm like, I gotta retrack here, get my bearings straight. But,
All good.
yeah. So, how long have you been in wrestling, Dustin?
Wrestling, just about 2 years now. I started about 2 years ago in November.
Mm-hmm. What made you?
It's been a while, 2 years.
Yeah, and what you know, I mean, what brought you into wrestling? Just how it was back in the day of, you know, how wrestling was when you were.
Huge fan.
Yeah.
Growing up as a kid, you know, just loved it so much.
Mm-hmm. And you're
Wanted
like,
to give it a shot.
And check it out, you know, go to a first show and be like, wow, this is neat, you know? What am I going to see,
Yeah.
you know? See whoever's in the ring at the time, you know?
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. Who were your biggest influences growing up?
Guys like Diamond Dallas Page and like Shawn Michaels were huge influences. Even Jeff Hardy, too.
Mm-hmm.
Just like guys like that. Even like RVD, too, kind of want to do that early.
Yeah, he's got the...
Eye-flopping shows, too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because he was like huge, like ECW, like, and then blew away TNA and WWE, and just, you know, and just took his career to another level, you know.
For sure, yeah.
I mean, and like you said, Diamond Dallas Page. There's a guy. he was ready to wrestle in this past weekend right out in AEW. Did you see that? He was getting ready to.
Yeah. It was awesome.
That was awesome to see him. He's actually. The funny thing is, he's like right from my hometown, like Point Pleasant, New Jersey. You know.
Oh yeah.
Like.
Really? Yeah, that's crazy.
It is. It's funny. I always tell a story how his mother actually she ran a flea market rug stand at the local flea market here.
Super interesting. Wow.
I know, right?
I had no idea. That's crazy.
No. And then I guess one of my friends, he's related to him somehow. I don't know how, but that's cool though. You know, I guess he's a cousin related to him.
Yeah, he's awesome. I love Diamond Dallas Page.
Mm-hmm. Actually, his I believe he has family that runs a tree service too.
Oh wow.
So yeah, he's got it all. People don't know.
Yeah, sounds like it.
He does. But yeah, to see him, back there, it makes you want to think, could he do it again? Getting back in there and.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, we know that how he's really strut on this, stuck on his yoga stuff, which is a big.
Yeah, he's a busy guy.
Yeah, I know he is. I mean, from like all the times he's those seminars to one-on-ones, I'm sure with the wrestlers, of course, too. That's takes a toll out of him. But yeah, he's still around. It's great to see his face. Great to see him around. Still. He's doing stuff behind the scenes, so that's pretty cool too. He's always in somewhere in the in the atmosphere of the business. But speaking of like Shawn Michaels, he's like number one wrestler. Like everybody always talks about. I'm sure you noticed that on podcasts. Everybody always says Shawn Michaels. Him and Undertaker. Yeah. Him and the Undertaker are the two top ones they always mention in podcasts. I've always noticed. And
yeah, for sure. I mean, when I was growing up, there really wasn't any bigger stars than those two guys. So.
Yeah. Not like the way back days of, early days of wrestling, the WWF, back in the heyday of wrestling, when you had your stars. Yeah. You had your stars like Paul Orndorff, Rick Rude, Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. Yeah. Those were really, you think about it, those were the top names right there. Piper and Flair and,
Flair, yeah.
But Jeff Hardy, there you go. There's another guy that I liked his, growing up, I watched it. I didn't watch him exactly. I saw him in Rahway, New Jersey one time. And it was awesome to see him live in action and just see what he had to offer. It was a TNA pay-per-view at the time, which was cool. They were doing TNA.
Yeah, I think the best thing about him is, it didn't really matter where he went.
Yeah.
He was, a top talent no matter where he was.
Mm-hmm. But he could switch it up from not doing a ladder match, to a normal match, He would.
Yeah, I mean, he was still gonna do something crazy.
Yeah.
Dangerous and stuff. It doesn't matter where he is. I'm sure it's gonna work.
No, not like these. Not like Alex Zane and all these other guys now, doing some really insanely awesome stuff, that we say that we've
influenced a lot of people.
Huh? Yeah, I know. It's like, wow, what levels these guys are going to take to go the next level? They have to switch it up. You gotta.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Because you're like, wow. You sit there and you're watching these guys like Teddy Hart, or you think about how many years he's been doing the moonsault, outside the ring or inside the ring, or Jack Evans and the stars that who've can master the mat and can lucha, also like Pentagon and and all the other high flyers like Rey Mysterio,
Mm-hmm.
Took it to a whole new level now. It's the future of wrestling is something, it's like just a future that's getting unseen, that needs to be seen more and more.
Yeah, it's such a great time for wrestling.
Yeah.
Too. And there's so many young guys, me included, they're just coming up trying to, make great moments with each other.
Mm-hmm.
And there's so many different places to do that now, which is just, great.
Yeah.
For one, and two, good for the fans. Like there's so much wrestling to see.
Yeah.
I don't. And I love wrestling too, so
Yes.
I'm watching this stuff. I
Yeah.
love it. So.
It's like tomorrow night we'll probably watch AEW. See what's going on.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. I mean, that's
gotta tune in.
Gotta tune in because what? Joey Janela, come on, right? Like he's.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean,
Joey's awesome.
If he wasn't for Joey, where would GCW have been?
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't know where I'd be either. Joey was going to give me a shot at his show. So.
Yeah, and hopefully Mania weekend. Shout out to Joey, come on, book it. I'm sure something's in the works for you.
Yeah,
for
sure.
I want to get out there for Mania weekend this year. Hopefully, gonna try it. April, book my flight and go to Tampa.
Yeah.
Because I missed the one in, was it Jersey City? I missed that one. I was like, dang, all this wrestling but too much traffic and all the tourists. I was like, you know what, I could watch it right on my TV, but I was jealous because everybody was there having a good time, at all the shows.
Yeah, I know. It's a different experience when you're there.
What's that?
It's definitely a different experience while you're there.
It is, because you have your choice of what you want to do. Do you want to go spend the $100 or $200 at a WWE event? Just pay the WWE access fee, and go.
Yeah.
Do the walk. Like, I mean, we know how it is. Those are expensive after a while. Going to a convention can run you.
Oh yeah, for sure, yeah.
But if people get the opportunity to go see the independent wrestling, they're blown away because they're seeing something for the first time, and fans always like that. The first experience to see what they're getting into.
Yeah, if you're lucky enough to see shows and great talents like that, I'd say go do it. It's just something you can't explain the experience.
No, you can't. You can't. I mean, going to your first pay-per-view, like a WWE pay-per-view or one of these house shows, or you're like, wow, this is neat. This is different because you don't see what's going on. You don't really see the lights, camera, action. You're just there, and and then you run into somebody you're like, holy shit, is that you? You made it.
Exactly, and even if you're there, you're with a bunch of other people that love what you also love. So that, even if you're alone, it works out.
Yeah, absolutely. And then you watch these guys and the wrestlers are doing security spots on TV, or on a pay-per-view, which is always awesome, And you're like, damn, I know that guy. Son of a bitch.
Yeah, exactly.
How come I didn't get that spot, But it'll happen.
Yeah.
That'll happen, it happens. You don't know.
You never know.
Mm-hmm. But, yeah, today's wrestling, but I was thinking, who I would think if a wrestler got signed next would be Tony Deppen. There's a kid who needs...
Yeah, that'd be great.
Huh?
Yeah.
I could see him.
Yeah, he's great.
He is. I mean, people don't talk about him as much, because he's local talent. But yeah, he could hang with the best,
Yeah, he's great at what he does.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he's something else.
I mean, he's faced
fairly huge.
Yeah, he's facing Nick Gage in Chicago. I think that's gonna be crazy. Finally.
Yeah.
I mean, he's faced Matt Tremont. He's everybody down the line, It's like, holy shit.
Yeah, okay.
And I remember him just coming to local indie shows in New Jersey and just doing small little venues. I mean, guy can do a lot better if he put his mind and get a contract, and But that's coming. We'll see it, down the line.
Yeah, man. I mean, he'll be great. I mean, he's a staple at GCW. So I mean, he's gonna get his time on. I guarantee it.
Yeah.
He's too good to be there.
I mean, he could get... I mean, Teddy has connections with MLW. Come on, Teddy. Or AEW. Or Joey does, Come on.
Yeah.
Don't be scared, right? Don't be scared. Jump on the contracts, or WWE or somebody will sign them, I mean, look at that. They just signed, Jake Atlas? Did you see that? I was like, wow, this guy's really...
Okay.
Jake Atlas?
Oh, yeah. Well, the WWE just did, right?
Yeah, I'm like, damn.
Yeah, that's great for him, man. Yeah, that's...
Because I remember seeing him at a lot of freelance wrestling, freelance underground. And, he took his name and
Yeah.
showed him there, but all over elsewhere too. But yeah, guys like that stepped in the GCW ring and could say, "Hey, thank you guys," for giving me the
Yeah,
opportunity.
I mean, there's just so many names out there now. That's what I'm saying. It's just great.
Yeah.
A great time to be a wrestling fan.
Mm-hmm. I mean, but I bet you would be like, holy shit, I got, if you got, if you had got the time and got signed, you'd be like, this is it. This is my opportunity to show what I can prove. And, and which is, yeah, you have a disability, but you know what? You prove you're a wrestler and you can hang with the best.
Yeah, I mean, I hope I prove that. I mean, I'm just going to keep going until,
Mm-hmm.
I can't anymore.
No, because
I'm just super grateful to even be able to do this,
Yeah. I mean, hey, you know what? You have a gift and use it, And
Appreciate that.
Yes. Yeah. By the way, what can I ask? What it was that made you lose your legs?
When I was younger, I had a disease in my lower spine that caused my lower legs not to work, so I had to amputate it at like 3.
Yeah. Ouch. Ooh. But yeah, you got through it though, man. You conquered your you conquered growing up and just facing the hey, you know what? This is gonna be my life, and if I have to walk on my hands, I'll move.
Yeah, I mean, I grew up that way. I didn't really know anything else.
Yeah.
Another way. So
Right.
it really kind of just was adapting at life. I mean, it wasn't really anything too hard. It's just you do what you can and what you have. So.
I mean, I mean,
that's just how you have to see it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm special too. I mean, I have a disability. I'm handicapped. I do have I can't read as good and talk but I talk awesome. I mean, I'm special, but I show people wrong. We're special.
Yeah.
We tell them what we do. We're proud of who we are. And we show it.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is awesome.
Yeah.
Because you don't. I mean, we know so many wrestlers have disabilities in the business these days, and they don't really, get the opportunity. Some do, and some don't.
Yeah, and it's been I think it's the perfect time too for it.
Yeah.
Because there's just so much exposure,
Yes.
viral videos and such.
Mm-hmm.
And it doesn't. I feel like it doesn't take. I mean, it took me one match to go viral.
Yeah.
It doesn't take much.
No.
If you just work hard.
Absolutely. Just do the gym, get your work in, and just show what you got. Get on the mat and roll around. Take your bumps, and I mean, the first experience is always the the tough point. In the training. I know
Sure.
that.
Yeah.
You were probably like, all right, can I do this? I could do it.
Well, no, me, I always knew I could do it. Cause
Yeah.
It's just like how I am, Dustin. I amateur wrestled my whole life.
Mm-hmm.
So it's, if I want to do something, I'm just going to do it. And and I'm also crazy. So
Yeah.
I got in the ring and I wanted to do stuff. The crazy stuff. I mean, half my moveset is just really just,
Mm-hmm.
fuck it. That's
Yeah,
just how it is.
I know, you could dive off the top rope and people land right on people and they don't even know it,
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's...
Yep.
Yeah, I just love doing it,
Mm-hmm. And people love you, and we love you, which is awesome.
I'm lucky enough. Yeah, I'm lucky enough that people love to watch it. So.
Mm-hmm. And you have friends that you could say, "Hey, I made a friend today," and what you did right now. So you got new friends, which is always awesome. And but we keep watching you guys, and we makes us feel good. Wrestling is therapy, and people don't realize. So.
Yeah, it's an expression.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like any other art form or anything else. We're out there trying to entertain people.
Yeah.
With kind of our art.
Mm-hmm. And what do you think of deathmatch wrestling, huh? Isn't that insane?
I love to watch it.
Yeah.
And I don't know if I'd take a cheese grater to the face, but
right.
I jump off things. I mean,
yes.
I jumped like into the crowd and stuff.
Yeah.
I'm not.
No.
I don't know about like cheese graters and stuff, but you know, I have my fair share of lunatic stuff.
Maybe like the Doors, right? That'd be like the newest thing, probably.
Yeah, Doors.
Those are great. I'll tell you what.
But like they're so creative with the stuff, man. They're just so creative.
I know. You give it up for like Nick Schlack and Eric Ryan. You know, all the guys that we know. You know, all the guys. I mean, hell, shit. It's like, wow. You know, Matt Tremont.
Yeah, they're all awesome, man.
Matt Tremont, Nick Cage. Come on. You know?
Yeah, Nick Cage especially.
You know, MDK all the way, all day. You know, like we always.
Sure.
You know? But it's also like it's the season for death, like always too. You know, that's always been around. You know, which is cool. Deathmatch wrestling experience. You know, to see it. I mean, a game changer show for sure. People don't know what they're missing because it's a sight to see, and we have they do it for us for the entertainment. You know, and it's an art which we like to express. You know, we always say that it's an art. It's a form of wrestling. That's an art that was brought from generation to generation, from Japanese wrestling, you know, from the death BJW days to, you know, the back days of hardcore wrestling, you know.
Yeah. I mean, so many different, especially, today, like, they're gonna, like, just a bunch of different places, like, you got, especially, like, you were saying, like, over in Japan, the hardcore wrestling and stuff, you know, kind of more coming over to the U.S. and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, more on, like, a mainstream level, because it's always been here, but, like, GCW's kind of, like, gotten it higher than it's ever been.
Yeah, and it's
awesome to see.
Yeah, and also a couple weeks next week, actually, also Matt Tremont's H2O is going to be on Fight TV for the very first time. We are excited for that, for his deathmatch tournament. Him and Danny Havoc's.
Yeah, that's probably going to be crazy.
It's going to be
no doubt.
It's going to be insane. They just announced Clint Margera from the UK. He's coming over. Like, wow.
Oh, wow. I didn't even see that. That's crazy.
Yeah, there's a promo. Yeah, there's a video on there. I'll send you it if you didn't see it.
Yeah, I'll have to check that out. That's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, he just put a promo out. I'm like, wow. But yeah, there's a guy, he's been in the States before for CZW, and they never used, one tournament of death or a couple tournament of deaths, and just, like, I guess he got the call from Matt, but well deserved. He's going to show the fans what he could do. Casanova, of course, and
of course.
He's always making his name out there, everywhere he goes. Shout out to him. Like to plug everybody that we know,
Yeah, there's so many, and that's exactly like the problem. You want to try to give everybody credit. There's so many people.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
And that's the best part.
Yeah.
There's so much stuff, so much creativity out there.
Mm-hmm.
It's a great time.
It is. But Dustin, what do you got coming up? Anything coming up?
I'll be in Tennessee on the 23rd, right before Thanksgiving, at Thanksgiving dinner at Kapow Wrestling down in Knoxville. So that'll be fun. And then I want to say the week after that, it might be one after that too. I'm going to be in Indiana, so that'll be fun too. Again, for the second time. I got a few things coming up, I don't want to get too far ahead of myself. No, because it's the timing. I know you want to be there for every single event. You want to be there. Yeah, I mean, you never know.
No, but Dustin, hey, I want to have you on again sometime. We'll cut the shit.
For sure, man. Thanks for having me for one.
Huh? Yeah, you're welcome. I'm sure you. How many have podcasts? A lot of podcasts. Everybody, I see that you've been on a couple, or 3 or 4 or 5. I can't keep track how many. I always look on like Facebook, Google. You can see how many wrestlers have been on a podcast, and some never have.
Yeah, I've been on a few.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean,
it's a good platform. Yeah. It's a great platform, and it's it's just to talk wrestling. People don't need
to. Yes.
We can
exactly, and we're wrestling fans, so we love to talk about it.
That's what. If it wasn't for wrestling, where would we be, right?
Exactly. Yeah, I mean, exactly. I probably still be college.
Right. But you want to plug anything or plug your social media?
I mean, yeah, just follow me on Twitter at We All Can't Be Me, and then I'm on Facebook and Instagram at Dustin Thomas Pro Wrestling. So you just go follow those pages, and hope you enjoy the show.
Or see you at a show soon, and hopefully I'll see you soon again.
For sure. Thanks, Ben. Thanks for having me.
Yep. Have a good night, Dustin.
You too.
Yep. Fans, that was really awesome to hear the one and only Dustin Thomas, indie pro wrestler. You know what? Disabilities is one thing, but you know what? You can achieve what you want and do what you want. And he has overcome his disability. And he's a great wrestler, and he's going to go places that people never seen before. So fans, stay tuned and check out where he's going to be next at a show near you, and follow him on his social media and much, much more of where he will be. And say hello to Dustin. And great having him on the podcast. I really appreciate having him on. And fans, wrestling fans, stay tuned tomorrow night, as I'm going to have, tomorrow night's going to be the Halloween special of the Deathmatch Wrestle podcast. And what better way can I spend my Halloween week with indie pro wrestler, the Bomb Shelter, one and only Zodiac is going to be on the podcast. We're going to be talking to him and seeing what he's been up to and much more. I know he was just in the train wreck Southern Sickness Cup as well, so we'll see how he did on that. We'll talk to him and much, much more, fans. Happy Halloween. Trick or treat. Stay tuned Sunday. Do I have anything Sunday or Friday? I have so many podcasts lined up this month. It's just, it just keeps on going. Yes, stay tuned, fans. On Saturday, on Sunday night, I'm going to have Chad Gowan of. Oh my gosh, I'm like drawing a blank, fans. Stay tuned. Canadian promotion, Death Proof Fight Club. I'm going to be talking to Chad Gowan. Warhead, excuse me. And we're going to be talking to him and see what he's up to and more. And then Monday night, fans, tune in, because I'm going to be having on the line the one and only Chad Mines, the owner of Pro Wrestling After Dark and Standalone Wrestling, as Friday Night Fights hits Bricktown PAL building in Brick, New Jersey on November 15th, as the card is stacked from top to bottom with talents. You're going to see Michael Elgin. You're going to see some talents like Masada, the one and only. Masada is going to be coming. And so many other stars as well. You're going to have one of the Road Warriors in the house. You're going to have so much talent. We're going to be talking to Chad Mines, the owner, and we're going to talk about the card and much, much more, fans. Thank you for listening tonight, and have a good night, everyone.
Hey, wrestling fans, I want to mention Collar and Elbow. Collar and Elbow was founded on traditional values of professional wrestling. Two entities working together to create a product intended to connect with people on an emotional level. A symbiotic relationship where one cannot flourish without the other. We strive to create a product that embodies our passion for professional wrestling expressed through street fashion. Visit collarandelbowbrand.com and use the promo code DeathmatchWrestlePodcast and save 10% off when you make a purchase. Collar and Elbow, where wrestling passion meets street fashion. You can find more Deathmatch Russell podcasts on the following social media: deathmatchrussell.com, follow on Twitter at DavidNJ32, and on Facebook, facebook.com/DJDaveNJ32. Find me on Podcast City Network at podcastcity.net, facebook.com/Podcast City Network. Hit the like button and share, and on Twitter at PodcastCityNet. You can hear Deathmatch Russell podcast on Stitcher Radio and on iTunes.